Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Brian Norman Jr. and Teofimo Lopez. Might as well make the fight. Brian Norman Jr. is saying he'll fight Teo in Brooklyn. Teo's going to 147. Brian Norman Jr. is coming off a loss to Devin. And Brian Norman Jr. is now training with Ronnie Shields. Ronnie Shields helped Pernell Whitaker, Vernon Forrest, Evander Holyfield, the Charlo boys. Ronnie Shields is a legendary trainer, man. He's solid. I think that's a good fit for Brian Norman Jr. I just hope he keeps his dad close by still. I don't want to hear that he and his dad may have gone separate. You know, they're going separate ways as far as trainee, but still, hopefully his dad is still there. You know what I'm saying? In the picture in some capacity. But anyway, man, him and Teofimo Lopez. I don't know if that'll be the next fight because Teo's going up to 147. I don't think Teo and his dad and his team want to make a big splash at 147 and go directly at a former champion. They'll probably take something what I think is a bit of a softer touch before they even think about Brian Norman Jr. But one thing about Brian Norman Jr., he came out and he said, look, I learned from my mistakes. When I was going to fight Devin, I got emotional, out of character, got in the ring. Hats off to Devin. They won the mental warfare game. Got me to do things I wouldn't normally do. And then Devin landed the Henderson, Nevada bing-bings on Brian Norman Jr. But I'm going to say this. Because when it comes to Brian Norman Jr., Brian Norman Jr. can scrap. I still call him Tranquilized Man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to switch up on what I'm saying about Brian Norman Jr. Just because he lost to Devin. He's still Tranquilized Man. If he hits you, you're out. You know what I mean? And that's a fact. He has the one loss. Most of his wins are by KO. At 147, he looks comfortable. I don't think he should go up to 154. But he's a pressure puncher slash stalker, great counter puncher as well. Got some heavy ass hands, especially that right hand. Got timing when the opponent opens up. Physically strong inside, and he has a different type of calm and patience about him. Even when Devin hurt him, you could see his expressions didn't really change. He stayed calm, composed. He almost has that Miguel Cotto kind of game face, you know, poker face. You know, he's hurt, but you don't realize just how hurt he is because he doesn't show it, you know what I mean? But his foot speed is a bit of a weakness. It's not slow, but when you saw him in there with somebody with elite foot speed like Devin, it kind of made him look like, it exacerbated things a bit, you know what I mean? It made it look worse than what it really was, you know? But I'll tell you this, his foot speed is not slow. It's just Devin is like the goddamn road runner, you know what I mean? And with his defense, you saw he was there to be hit. But again, it could be just the way he fought. But in most fights, he's there to be hit. And he'll take some of your shots to get his off. I don't think that's the smartest thing to do, but I think with Ronnie Shields, some of that's going to train, so we should see improvements there. And he throws really good shots. He throws good combinations, but he can be hit by somebody with fast hands and a great combination puncher. You know what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to Teofimo Lopez, we know what he was at 135. He was a beast. Ended up having an issue with Kambosos. You know, a lot of us, we have given him the benefit of the doubt with the weight cut, medical struggles, and that attributing to him losing to Kambosos. But he did the business at 135. He went 6-1 at 140, I believe. Explosive counterpuncher. He got the hand speed, sharp counters, athletic footwork, dangerous very, very early in fights. But he's inconsistent, man, and he gets emotional and can struggle with pressure. And his dad just, you know, is not the corner. Sorry, somebody just sent me a damn text. It's a trip, man. But Teofimo still has his dad. Now, look, I always say people shouldn't leave their dads. I don't like to see fighters leaving their dads and taking on someone else. But my thing is, keep your dad on, bring somebody else on, and kind of contract out the coaching for that camp, pay him a flat fee, and then go on into the fight. But with Teofimo Lopez's case is a bit extreme because his father, he doesn't have anything to tell him. You know what I mean? He has nothing to tell him. Just go kick his ass. Where's your speed, bro? What happened, bro? Did your girlfriend cut the ass out your underwear, bro? Because you're in here looking like you're uncomfortable. It's like, yo, my man, that's no advice. But I'll tell you this. If Tio were to fight Brian Norman Jr. next, who you got winning that fight? Because I tell you what, Tio's fast, he's explosive. But I think it's a high-risk fight for Tio and for Brian Norman Jr. But I would tend to think that Brian Norman Jr. may have to go in there as a favorite because we know he can fight, we know he's durable, and we know he's with Ronnie Shields. So people are going to give a lot of credit to Ronnie Shields. You know what I'm saying? But check this out. When you talk about the styles in the clash, I wonder what Brian Norman Jr. is going to look like now that he's got Ronnie Shields with him. I wonder. The power, should still have that. The speed, maybe he has more. You know, Lopez should be the favorite there. The footwork, maybe his footwork improves. But Lopez is the favorite there. Inside fighting, it's Brian Norman Jr. all day. Should be better there. And the reason I'm saying he should be better in those areas is because you look at the guys who train under Ronnie Shields. All of them get better. The counterpunching, the consistency, you know, hey, pick one. But the counterpunching you got to give to Tio. Consistency you got to give to Brian Norman Jr. But when you just look at the categories and who has the edge, the fight really, on paper, could be 50-50. I think the difference is going to be Ronnie Shields. I'm just being honest with you. Just trying to understand how this fight may play out. I think Lopez, man, first 4 rounds, circling, using quick counters, trying to catch Norman coming forward. I think he makes the fight very interesting. Very interesting. That speed of Tio could win the rounds early, man. You know what I'm saying? Could win the rounds early. I'm being real with you. I got somebody messaging me about something very important, but I got to do the videos for the people. But I think early, man, it could be like, after 4 rounds, it could be like 3-1. You know, I'm just being honest with you. But the middle rounds are where things can start getting a little interesting, can get dangerous for Lopez. Because Norman's going to be cutting that ring off. You know he's going to do a great job at doing that because he's working with Ronnie Shields. Forcing them exchanges, targeting the body and the right hand over the top. Lopez can slow down when he's getting pressure, you know what I'm saying? And you saw that when he was fighting Kambosos, and Kambosos was able to catch up to him. And I understand Tio said he had the medical issues going on. I get that. But if Norman lands clean, Lopez's chin will get tested. Because one thing for sure is Brian Norman Jr. can crack. So I think here's when the fight gets really competitive and may really even out. But in rounds 9 through 12 is where we got to see who can close the fight out. You know, can Lopez maintain the movement? Has Norman landed something to get his respect? That's all that's gonna contribute to who wins those last few rounds. And that's just my opinion. Norman's power shows up in the beginning of the fight and late in the fight. Lopez's output can dip. He mentally checks out sometimes in fights, you know what I'm saying? But I think Norman could start banking rounds, walking Lopez down, landing them heavy shots. So I think Lopez will, what's his name? Brian Norman Jr. will start walking Lopez down, man, and landing them hard shots. I think at the end of the fight, you could see Norman with a late TKO. You know what I'm saying? Breaks down Lopez, catches him with a right hand, probably win the championship rounds. Let's say, I'll just go ahead and say 9, 10, 11, 12 instead of 10, 11, and 12. Probably picks up 3 of those 4 rounds. But Lopez, you know, again, he could, if he boxed discipline for 12 rounds, you know, he could go on and end up winning like a 115, 113, 116, 112 type scorecard. It just depends on who can remain consistent, you know. I just look a lot at Brian Norman Jr., them heavy punches, working with Ronnie Shields. I really think that it'll be an interesting fight. But I really think Ronnie Shields is going to do something special with him. I do, man. Plus, he's aggressive. And judges favor the aggressor. So if he and Lopez were to fight, I just think the judges would be watching that fight, and it'll be hard for them to give Tio at the end of the fight to have given him the victory. For Brian Norman Jr., I think he would have done more than enough, man. So my prediction, I don't know, man. Brian Norman Jr. probably by late TKO. I think Lopez, if he's moving around, he loses by decision. I just don't think Lopez can go up to 147 and think he's going to box and be cute and coochie coo and tickle and chicken peck himself to a victory, I think he's going to have to fight him. I do. And if he doesn't, he moves a lot, I think Teofimo Lopez will lose. 100%. He can't be inconsistent under sustained aggression. And that's what I think is going to happen. Sustained aggression by Brian Newman Jr., inconsistency from Teofimo Lopez. Anyway, man, y'all keep cool. Hopefully they can make that fight. I know one thing for sure. I'll watch it. In the breeze.